One, two, four. Let's go.
All right, everyone. Welcome. We got another unnamed podcast. Let's go. I'm Ian
Gonna be fun.
DiCarlo. We got my co-host RJ Hammond here. Let's go. Hey RJ, how's it going?
What's going on, Ian? Haven't seen you in a while. Been a
Oh, dude.
long time, but it's always a good time when I
Penn
see you. Every time I'm
State
like,
game,
man,
right?
I can't wait till. Yeah, yeah. You
Oh
were,
man.
you were fine when I saw you there, but John,
Oh, I
you
was
were.
almost passing out during the game. Halftime came around and I was like, oh, this is so boring. And it was a boring game. They played
It was.
Indiana.
It
It
was
was
my
shitty.
first game, so I was just losing my mind the whole time.
Weren't you in the
Um,
student section though?
no, no,
Oh,
we were in.
okay.
We were in the with. I don't know what section it was.
You were
I just know
closer to the field than
it's
we
a
were,
Penn
though.
State game, and I was like,
That's all I
it was
know.
pretty close. And I had some guy turn around and yell at me for cheering. He was like, "Can you get your knee out of my back?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cheering for the team that we're both rooting for." Like, dude, leave me alone. If you like, why are you even here if you're gonna be pissed off about someone being excited for Penn State? Don't be a Penn State fan. Get out of
Don't
here.
be negative, Nittany Lion.
Yeah. Um. So
Oh my
leading
god.
into that, talking about that, we wanted to talk about just kind of so everyone knows, where our allegiances are. Obviously, as you can see on my hat, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm all Philly as far as pro sports go. Um, we're both Penn State's fan, as we just discussed.
And as you can see, I'm a beer fan.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Then as far as basketball goes, I just like college basketball. I just kind of recently really got into it, but I've always been a Villanova fan growing up because it's literally like right down the street, like where my mom lives now in Paoli. Villanova's like 30 minutes away. You hop on the train and be there in like 15, 20. So people say it's not a Philly school, but forget that. It's literally right
Oh, it's close
outside.
enough.
Yeah. Like,
Absolutely, it's a Philly school. What else is it going to be? A fucking New Jersey school? What? Like what?
oh, like you know what? If we're
A
gonna say
Delaware
that,
school?
then the Patriots aren't a Boston team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're a. I don't even. Where's
They
Hammond?
represent the whole Northeast and me.
So yeah, you go ahead and you talk about it because all I know is Patriots and Pirates. I don't know about anything else.
So first I got into football when I was in second grade. I wasn't really into sports before that, and it was the I think 2003 AFC Championship game when the Patriots were playing the Steelers on the way to the Super Bowl. I don't know if it was the AFC Championship game or the divisional game, but it was somewhere around then. And they were playing each other. Everyone in the room was rooting for the Steelers. I grew up an hour south of Pittsburgh, and I was like, everyone's cheering for the Steelers.
You just decided to be a
I'll just
contrarian.
cheer for the
You're
other
just
team.
a
I don't know
you're
what's
just a
going on.
bitch. You're
I
just
have no idea what's going on. I just thought it was funny to root for the other team. Turns out they started winning and I started following. So
okay.
I did bandwagon in second grade when I knew nothing about football. But
I
that's
don't
just
even
like
know if you
how
can call
like
that
people out here,
bandwagoning
like
at that point. Like
well, it's
you
just
were.
like how people like the Cowboys when they were popular or like the 49ers when they were popular. It's the same
Yeah,
thing now.
yeah.
And they're lifelong fans even though they aren't from there and they have no association to being there.
Like I don't even. As long as like that's a cool story where like you grew up like not even grew up you were just like basically fuck everyone in here. I'm gonna just be like,
Exactly. That's how I
woo!
always frame
Like
it.
that's
Maybe if I didn't intentionally think about it that way at that point. No, I
yeah.
probably did.
But like
I'm ornery.
as long as like for me, people that are just like I don't know, I just decided to be a fan one day and not when I was like how old were you? 5, 6, something like that.
In second grade, six,
Yeah,
seven,
something like that.
7. Yeah, 7.
So like that's fine. The thing that the people that bother me, they're like our age or like teenagers are like, I'm gonna be a fan of this team just because they're good now. And it's like, what are your ties to it? Like me, as far as Philly goes, like my dad grew up in I always forget I think it was Bridgeport. I always forget it's Bridgeport and Norristown. They're like right next to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like right near Philly. He was a Philly fan. his whole life, so that influenced me. I have a burning hatred for the Cowboys and the Penguins. I also hate the Bruins, but that's just from a Flyers like playoff series, and Brad
Yep.
Marchand. I can't stand that.
Oh my
His
God.
nose is slicing through the air going down the ice.
So yeah, this is where we're gonna have a problem. I'm a Penguins fan when it comes to hockey.
How
This
into
is
hockey?
this
You're
is the
saying
main
one more
issue.
thing.
Well, I used to be a lot more into hockey in
Okay.
the early 2000s. I used to always, my grandma always used to watch hockey, oddly enough. So I always used to watch it at her house. And when they made the playoff runs against Detroit in the early 2000s, like 2005, 2006, and when they
That was a
lost the
fun
first time,
series.
when
I
they lost
hated
the
them, but
first
that
time,
was fun.
we were devastated. But then when they won the next year, we were so fucking happy. It was an awesome feeling. So
That's
I've
good
been
to
loosely
see.
following hockey since then. I still am kind of a Penguins fan. I just follow a little bit, but not too much. When they're in the playoffs, I do really get into it.
I
But
mean,
you know,
with those longer seasons, it is harder to follow like the whole season. Like when to me, NHL playoffs are like the best playoffs in pro sports. Like you really don't
I
know what's gonna happen.
100% agree with you, and I have not talked to anyone that agrees with me.
I don't know
Thank
who
God,
doesn't.
RJ. Let's
Who
go.
doesn't? Like
Let's go.
in
It's the most
football,
exciting playoff
it's
game.
one game, and you can't do a 7 game series in football. It's just way too
Sorry
much.
for peeking.
No, that's all right. It didn't sound loud to me, but like in football, it's one game, and like sure, anything can happen in one game too. But most of the time, you are going to get the better team that wins. But in those 7 game series, you can catch a team, or I wouldn't even say a team.
Yeah.
You catch a goalie that gets hot. A goalie that gets hot in the playoffs is probably the most dangerous thing in hockey. And that first year that they won with Crosby and everyone, Marc-Andre Fleury was that dangerous goalie.
It
He
belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Belongs in the Hall of
absolutely.
Fame.
And I will. I'm not one of those people that like absolutely hates every Like I will hate them. Like I hate Crosby, but I will respect the players. Not the Cowboys. I will hate every
Yeah.
Cowboys player. Fuck them.
I don't hate any player.
I just that's more my
maybe
dad.
maybe
That's more my dad coming out for
Bernard
me.
Pollard is probably about the only player that I will go so far as to say I dislike
Oh my god.
as
Look
the
at that.
Patriot
Just
killer.
like the smelliest shit. Oh my god. It smells so bad in here. The cat just took a shit.
Oh my. Are you sure you didn't shit your pants?
I don't know.
But speaking of long seasons, baseball, my favorite sport, to be honest with you. I'm a Pirates fan.
Yes,
So there's
that is a
there's the
sad
shitty
part.
part.
You've got the highest of high and the lowest of low. You've got a Patriots that you can just be like, well, at least I got
I
this to
think
rest
I
on.
think maybe the Patriots are just my team to fill some void that the Pirates will never fill.
And you got such a nice stadium too. I've been there. It's
It's
beautiful.
it's looking really
It's
good,
right on the
but
river.
when I know every team listens to every offer for every player no matter what. When those rumors were going around that they were about to trade Brian Reynolds, I was going to cry. He is their best player. 4 more years of team control, switch hitting center fielder. Pretty good defense. Not the best, but pretty good.
Yeah.
Great hitter. Developing more power. When you come across a switch hitter that good, you have to keep him. You have to.
Yeah. So
And
I have
apparently they
two
gave him
thoughts
an
here.
absurdly low offer. Him and Cabrian Hayes, their third baseman. But I'll stop talking about that because I'll get way too deep into it right off the
Yeah.
bat.
We'll talk about baseball later. So maybe that's what we'll have to do. I'll start like I said before when we talked. I'll start getting more into baseball again. I just kind of fallen off. Like
And I need to
I
follow basketball more. Straight up, I need to follow basketball more.
I watch the
I don't
games
know
every
enough
day, and
about it.
it's like no pro basketball. I don't know. College basketball is great. Any college sport's great. But all right, let's move on to probably one of the bigger things that we need to discuss, which is what the fuck are we going to call this? Because we need a name. That's important. So I've written
Excuse me.
down, got some indigestion going over there.
Just a little bit from the little Little brewski.
So I don't know if you want to go back and forth. You want me to read through my list and your list, or I don't know. Did you make a list at all?
So to be honest with you, I was so shot from working night shift this week that my mind was spinning, and I slept from like 2 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then went to work,
Well,
and
imagine
then just
I
did the
got.
same thing.
What do I got? Even if we don't, ideally we should come up with one this one, but I've got. Let's see, one, two, three,
I just
four,
want to hear
five,
some of
six,
yours. Maybe
seven,
I'll come up
eight,
with some
nine,
like
10.
on the fly here.
So I did actually come up with 10. I got rid of some. I'm actually just gonna get rid of one right now. Put down "Yeah, brother." You know the thing that me and John always shout at each other when we're drinking. That's
You
more.
mean the thing that I also did that one, Are You Patties?
Yes, you were there too.
Yeah, brother.
But I was like, yeah. So I'll start out with the simple ones. That's
You're
D.
going down.
This is basically like our names. I had Carlo and Ham, Dick and Hammy, but D lowercase I capital C.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, oh.
as it's simple, but Ham and Dicky, same way with the capital D lowercase I capital C
Yeah, yeah,
K I
yeah.
E. Um, I don't know why this came to my head, but I was like, Ian and I wear hats a lot. I had Cats in the Hat Sports Pod or Cats in Hat Sports Pod.
Wait. Let me. Wait. Let me put these in the Word document here.
Oh
I,
yeah. I've got them on my notes on my phone, so I can.
I just need to see them in front of me. Cats
Oh,
in the hats.
yeah, no, just Cats in Hats Sports Pod. Don't forget the. I don't know why I added the.
Cats and hats. Sports pod. Cats and hats, and then fucking.
Hammy.
I like Dick Ham is pretty good.
Dick and Hammy. Dick and
Ham
Hammy
Dick.
Pod. Almost. Oh.
Dick and
Um,
Hammy. But an ampersand instead of an and. Dick and Hammy. Uh Dick over Miami. Like a play on the Denny's.
the Grand Dick and Hammy. Like a Grand Slam, but I just added Dick in the middle and.
We need. How
Oh,
about? Oh,
well, here. Let me finish going through the list that I got. I got a couple
yeah.
more. I just So this one, I'm like, oh, I'm a Philly fan. We call our sandwiches out there hoagies, and I thought of you as a Pirates fan. All I could think of for Pittsburgh was pierogies, so I had said Hoagies and Pierogis pod.
Yeah. Oh.
Actually, we don't even need pod at the end. It could just be Hoagies and Pierogis.
Hoagies and pierogies.
That sounds like a that sounds like some kind of
Oh,
remix
dude.
house song that people jam to.
Oh.
I could hear like a hard bass on it.
Hoagies and pierogies.
Pierogies.
Champagne and cocaine have to get me through.
And then
Go.
my mind after that went to like Hammond is so you can do ham and cheese, stuff like that. But I just started thinking of meat, and then I was like, Ian DiCarlo, Ian Dick,
Yep.
that's meat, ham's meat. So I have the meat lovers pod and the double meat pod.
Okay.
And then the last two, um, I'll give you
The-
Reagan's, my fiance. For anyone who's wondering, that is who Reagan is. If I wrote
We
it
love
down,
Reagan.
we love Reagan. So I put a ring on it.
Reagan
Hers
is
was
awesome.
hammering. Hers was hammering some dick. With the
Oh!
And then this one I came up with because I get so mad when I talk to people who don't really like follow sports or someone. You're still fucking on that.
I just had to see it typed out. That was even better. It was even better typed out.
Yes, it's great. It's great. Well, maybe I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We might not be able to come up with our
Oh, that's so
Twitter and stuff
funny.
like this tonight.
Oh,
And then
that
the
is
last
so
one
funny.
is the last one's a little bit more, I guess, serious because I get so mad when like I talk to people about getting mad about like the Eagles or something like that, and they're like, "Why are you so mad? It's just a game." And I'm like, "It's more than just a game." So there's the name, more than just a game. It's
More
more
than
than
just
just
a
a game.
game.
It's more than just a game! Exclamation point. Which I thought was good, but the other ones are pretty funny. So I don't know if we want to go more like funny, serious. I don't know. We'll have to. We might even have to
Well,
discuss
then I
more.
think more than just a game would be a good abbreviation.
There you go.
Hey, did you listen to the MTJG podcast?
Now I was like, oh, MTJ works. That G at the end.
That kind of fucks it up. Never mind.
Yeah.
But it works. I like that name though. More than just a
Yeah.
game. It's more than just a game.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Everyone
oh my
everyone
god.
likes everyone likes different stuff, and I hate when people like, you might not be your cup of tea, but I hate when people shit on other like things that other people like. Like I love sports. I've got people that I work with that like they're not into sports, and I'm like in the back doing dishes, and I've got the playoff games, like the NFL playoff games on my phone, watching while I'm
Yeah.
doing dishes, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Because like it's what I enjoy. Like fuck off." I like I don't know. You probably like. I mean, I like a lot of shit. I watch anime. I love Harry Potter, Star Wars, and stuff like that. And someone like that, that's probably something they like. I'm not gonna. Even if I didn't, I'm not gonna be like, fuck you. Like
One Piece.
I'm in the middle of trying to do that. That's a whale of a
Watch it. I read the manga. I will not
I'm
spoil it
working
for
on
you.
it.
I will
Yeah,
never
I'm
spoil it for you.
I'm working on it. It's hard. It's hard when I'm at school. I gotta have stuff that I can watch and not have to read also. So
Yeah.
I know Funimation's got it dub, but I'm I just mostly watch YouTube while I'm studying. Um,
It's yeah, you have to well, I mean, I just watch the subs. So
yeah, I
I
know.
I had to read all the subtitles
Oh, I know.
for a
Not much
thousand
of that.
episodes.
Yeah, not much of that stuff is. But anyway, we'll move on. So we've got a list of names. We'll maybe discuss more after what we think is best.
Anime and sports coincide somehow, so we're good.
Oh, always they
Speaking
will.
of, did you see the new card art for MLB The Show? Speaking of anime card art,
No.
oh my god. Look that up right now.
What
So
are they doing?
MLB The Show 22 anime card art.
That's pretty dope.
And
Seen it,
that's
but that sounds dope.
what shows up is the cover for the deluxe edition.
Dude, he looks like freaking Endeavor.
Shohei Ohtani is the cover athlete.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
It's sick. It's really sick. And a lot of people are like, "Ugh, I hate this art." And they're like, "Are these going to be all the cards in the game?" It's 5 cards that have this art, and people are bitching to hell. I don't understand why.
It's also like just dope. Like,
It's sick. It's sick. But all right, let's see here.
so we'll
Those are
we'll
some good names. There are 9 of them there.
okay. I think
I have
so.
cats and hats. Dick Ham Dick, Dick and Hammy, Dick over my, Dick over my hammy. Hoagies and pierogis,
Yeah,
which
that's
I
pretty dope.
really like.
I
It
do
is
like
it is
that.
ridiculous. The Double Meat Podcast, hammering some dick.
That's just it's hilarious, but I don't know. I don't know how serious people could take it. Oh no! What we could do? We could do. So, it wasn't what my mom always called my brother Hammer. We can instead of I had it down as Hammerin. We can do Hammer like the apostrophe N, some dick. To like shorten it up a little bit.
Okay.
Instead of like just more, even more for like visual purposes. I feel like titles and stuff like that would be that much. It'd look better if we did it. It's it's hysterical. I
That's so good. Like that? Like, or do you have the thing up right now? Do you have the
no
Word doc?
no 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 no. Where do you have it?
I have it all the way at the bottom.
Yeah. Capital. We'll capitalize that S though.
There you go. Like that.
So I think we can. I mean, cats and nuts is cool, but then I also feel like that's just locking us into always wearing a hat in the pod.
That's true.
I
I
I
don't
will
know if
probably
I'll always
mostly
want to. It's kind of uncomfortable
yeah.
to wear headphones
I
and
will
hats, to be honest with you.
yeah. I will
But I
probably
do it
almost
because
always
it
have a
sounds
hat
better.
on. Yeah, I'll probably almost always have a hat on, but sometimes I won't. Sometimes I gotta let the curls out. Although I got a
Oh
headband
yeah,
now,
dude.
so
I ain't balding. I ain't balding. Let's go, Botch.
um, you know what? Hammer in some dick. That's gotta be it.
It has to.
That's so much. All right.
It's
I
so
love
good,
it
but it's just so
because
inappropriate.
it's
You know, it's just
no, it is,
like you
but it's
have to say the name of the podcast. You know,
yeah, but like it's the way I had it typed out
I,
originally. It seems
I
more appropriate. It seemed more like inappropriate. We sound like such fifth graders right now. But like with the apostrophe N, it's like hammer and
I
some
think
dick.
maybe that should at least be the name of the first episode. You know, in
Okay.
honor of it.
Okay. Then let's do that. We'll do that. We should name, and then maybe
Because actually, I think that's really good because we're
yes.
just like hammering out the edges
Yeah,
on
we're
the on
hammering.
this. You know.
Yeah. We're hammering out, smoothing things out.
Yeah, exactly,
Hammering it
exactly.
out. Yeah, that's no one will.
So that'll be the
No one's
name
gonna
for the
play.
first episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
clip that, clip that.
yeah, clip it.
41 minute marker.
Cut that. Um, so I think more than just a game is cool too.
More than
I
just a
think
game is really good.
I think that
I like the Double Meat podcast too.
that is. I think my top three are Hoagies and Pierogis, Double Meat Pod, and more than just a game. I think
Hoagies and Pierogis is good too.
Hoagies and Pierogis
Dick over Dicks over
catches.
Miami is just hilarious.
I think Hoagies and Pierogis will catch people's eyes more. Like I feel like more than just a game is some like stiff suit pod for CBS Sports or something like that. I could definitely see one of them having it. But and I
I
like the
like Double
suspense in
Meat
it.
because we're not. I think it subverts it subverts people's expectations because we're not like meatheads
Yeah, that's
and we're
also
talking
true.
about sports.
Yeah.
We're you know we're both smart about. We're like the nerds kind of when it comes to the
Kind of.
sports.
I'm trying to
We
think.
both swam, you know.
Yeah. I think
We weren't playing football. I never played baseball or anything like that. I played t-ball.
I mean I played ice hockey for most of my life and I didn't start swimming until high school.
Oh,
Like
what? I didn't know that.
sophomore
Oh
year of high
shit.
school,
Oh, finding out shit on the
yeah.
podcast. Let's go. I
Oh,
like
we're gonna learn a lot. I've
hell
got
yeah.
lots of fun stories we can during this like when just baseball's on. I got some fun stories that we can tell. So that a lot of people that know me know these stories, but they're just I've had some ridiculous summer jobs basically, and have had some ridiculous experiences at these summer jobs. Um, but when I
Oh,
see
I don't know if I'll be able to
what
tell
was
the one
fun,
story on air.
well, that's
We
okay.
might need to be a little bit further into the podcast. Maybe if we have like a Patreon story or something.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I don't know
Actually, I could
what
probably
we
never
could.
tell it. It might get the place shut down.
Oh no, no, well, let's not do that then.
Yeah.
I like when I'm seeing hoagies and pierogies. I don't know what we could do to hoagies, but I could easily see putting that Pirates P for pierogies.
Oh,
I don't know what
Okay.
for the H or like there's.
Well, I think people will automatically think like Hoagies, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
with that Philly accent, Hoagies.
Yeah. Hoagies.
Hoagies.
I don't have as much of an accent, but I know people always make fun of like class. Like
Well, yeah, I don't have that much of like a Pittsburgh accent, but I can
no,
kind of
there's
I can kind of slip into it like every now and then,
there's
you
some
know.
things that
It just
slip
kind of
in
like
and out.
you just don't really know, but it just kind of slips out every now and then. Going downtown, you know.
Yeah.
Going
The
downtown,
hoagie
man.
could work too because you could have and like I don't know anyone who could maybe make like a cover for us. We could ask that. I don't want to assume where he's from. I think he was actually from um,
I
Pakistan
think he
because
was
he was
from
tweeting a lot.
Pakistan, yeah.
Yeah, he was tweeting a lot about Pakistan cricket, but maybe we could ask him. We could
If
have.
I was thinking of Chris DiStefano and Sal Volcano have their podcast together called Hey
Hey,
Babe.
babe.
And
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, you know about Hey Babe. All right, let's
Yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
So
Well,
I like that. I I really like that art style for their cover
yeah.
art.
So I like that art style, and I was thinking if we do double meat, you have a Philly cheesesteak and then a Pittsburgh sandwich with the coleslaw, the meat, and the French fries, and like as part of the picture.
I love
And
me a
like,
Pittsburgher, but it's only like twice a year. Can't eat it every day.
no, no, you can't eat something like that. I mean, I could eat a hoagie every day. I'll be honest, but a Pittsburgh, those things are hefty. I know
They are hefty.
probably sacrilegious, but I will ask for it with the fries on the side. Sometimes this is a lot of.
A lot of people will say that's sacrilegious. I say that's okay. I say that's okay.
Most of the
Take it,
time I'll leave
you
them.
know.
Most of the time I'll leave them. I really like the
Usually,
coleslaw.
usually they put too many fries on there.
Yeah, your sandwich is falling apart. Where's your
I didn't
sandwich
say it.
quality?
I didn't say it.
Oh, yeah, it was Poppy.
Oh
How could you say that about the Pittsburgh sandwiches?
no.
All right, so maybe I think I would narrow it down to double meat or hoagies and pierogies because
Yeah.
I think they're more eye catching than I like more than just the game, but I think the other two are just more they catch your eye when you see it, and especially if you do certain artwork with it, you can really
Hoagies and pepperoni rolls.
that doesn't rub off
I
on
just
me.
like pep. It doesn't. But I like pepperoni rolls more than pierogies, and that's more Pittsburgh than pierogies, I think.
Well then let's do I think double meat works because we can do like each city sandwich on there. You can do like the cross state rivalry type thing with most
Yeah,
but I think
I think
I
yeah.
like it.
I like hoagies and pierogies. If we put it to a vote, double meat or hoagies and pierogies on Twitter, how about that?
Okay. We can put it up for a vote. We might even
But we have to create both accounts first before
we
we
can
put
put
this
it
out.
maybe, maybe we can have I don't know. I don't know how we'd maybe
Just
we have
make
to
the
turn
double
into
meat
something.
podcast with like an egg as the avatar and the hoagies and pierogies.
True. You can just get both.
If it's not, you gotta look that up. Hoagies and pierogies. That's pretty fucking good. Make sure it's not already a thing.
Yes, I will. I will. So let's let's start with just those two. But the name of this episode is Hammer and Some Dick.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
100%.
I think we spent enough time on that for now.
That is nailed.
I didn't think it
That
was
is in
gonna come.
concrete.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna come down to one name, but I think those two, and we'll talk off air about what'll be best to try and figure out what people want or what other people want. Maybe we can ask friends or something like that.
Yes.
Um, so, but I
I'm
think
not seeing a hoagies and pierogies podcast. That's pretty good. That's a good
okay,
sign. That's a very good
okay,
sign.
yes.
I like that too. Double meat pod. I'm sure that's not taken either. But let's see. Double meat podcast. On my own, Jamie, bitch. All right, so Double Meat Podcast is already taken.
Damn.
With 22 episodes. It says episode 16 description. Hey, ladies. That's all I can see. Double Meat Podcast at the DM Podcast. Okay. Mickey Schultz and Ogre. I don't know what this is, but that's already taken, so that's okay.
So then Hoagies and Pierogis it is then.
I think Hoagies and Pierogis is the winner.
I think that's good.
Don't even need to put it on Twitter.
Nope. No Twitter. We figured it out ourselves.
Hoagies and Pierogis. All right. All right. Let's go.
All right. Now that we got that, let's get into the actual topic.
Hell yeah.
So, give me the transition noisy. Hit the transition noise. New segment alert.
Like a Batman scene transition.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so the big thing in sports right now, March Madness tournament, Final Four starting off this weekend.
Yes.
Ian, I want to know your thoughts on just like the tournament in general so far. What you thought, any games that stood out, teams. Obviously, St. Peter's was a big story, but give me just your thoughts in general about whatever.
Well, yes, I feel bad for St. Peter's, and it was hilarious when I saw that tweet about the North Carolina player saying, "Yeah, it was really cool to go against Doug Eater. He was kind of like a celebrity to me."
I didn't see that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was. That was a little bit ago. I think it was on Monday when that happened. I think I saw it on Monday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But good on St. Peter's. Seriously, good on St. Peter's. I thought they were going to be a Cinderella all the way through. But when North Carolina was looking as good as they were, I kind of thought they were done for.
Easiest bet of my life. I doubled down at -16 live. I doubled down.
Oh no!
I knew that was gonna end.
Yeah,
the fact
it
that
was.
I bet on Purdue on that was it Sweet 16 game because I'm like they've got this tall kid who's literally
Oh yeah, I was shocked that Purdue
3
didn't
feet
beat him.
taller than everyone, and he was like, "Oh, I think I forgot how to play basketball tonight." And I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, "You are so much taller. All you have to do is take a pivot step, and just go like this." Like that's all you had to do, and they sucked. They sucked. And I was like, well, all of North Carolina is taller than these people, and I think the magic was running out. But I mean, that was awesome. It was great. It was great betting on them. It was just fun.
It was very good. I wish I had bet more on the tournament. If I had bet on Richmond to win that game, I would have won a lot of money. At least $100.
Yeah,
but
I didn't. I mean, those first.
It has not been going well for me.
Were definitely a blur for me. I did well the first weekend, and I'm not negative overall on the tournament, but honestly, the first weekend was kind of a blur because I was up at Shane's with Corey and a bunch of Shane's friends, so we were.
Oh, okay.
The whole time, so we were watching, but not much of it stuck.
The one that John didn't tell me about.
Yeah,
bitch.
Because John wasn't going doesn't mean Ian can't come. It's not a package deal. Sometimes it is, but
it should be.
I think as far as like thoughts on it all for me, I mean, I was obviously surprised Kentucky lost St. Peter's, but there's always one of those teams that just lose in the first round. There's always that disappointment. So it's like people they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it happened, which is always shocking, but it's like it always happens. That's the crazy. That's why the tournament's so great.
Every year,
like,
every year
something happens.
Yep.
So, I think
I don't know if Warren Buffett's $1 billion bet is still up or not.
No, there's so many different possibilities. You couldn't possibly do it.
I mean, you can never get a perfect bracket.
No, even like I was asking about what if someone like computer generated it, and it's like you only have so many days until it starts. Like it'd be so hard because you have to submit all of those brackets too.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and
but
they have
I
to
think
be in, beforehand. So
the
there's no
as you
manipulation allowed.
yeah, as you saw from my Twitter video the other day, my biggest game was Villanova Houston, the team that I loved versus the team that I've been betting and winning on all year. I'll give the
I
backstory. Go
chose
ahead.
Houston to win because of you following your videos
Well, I did.
because I
I
trusted you and I trusted
I
them.
told. I think I told. They're the only two futures I placed, and I don't. It wasn't even before the tournament. I think I told someone it was before the tournament, but I looked. It was after the bracket was set. They would have had to meet at some point, or they not would have had to, but I didn't even realize they were in the same bracket. I was like, I just love these teams right now, so I bet on them.
Yeah.
And that was tough for me because I'll give the background on why. Like I had been betting on Houston pretty much most of the year. And even like before I started making those videos, like Houston was just good to me. And then they played against Temple, and had known Temple was covering pretty well, and it was 15. And I was like, you know what? I'm loyal to my city, Philly. Let's bet on Temple. Oh my God, I think they covered 4 times over. They they beat the absolute piss out of Temple. So then next game they played Memphis, and this is when I was just tweeting out picks, and I tweeted out like Houston. I think it was -3.5, and some nerd was like, they lost by this much, and then to Memphis last time, and all I responded with was, it's not about the money, it's about respect. And since then,
Respect.
my mantra for Houston was, these are my respect bets, and they went after that game. It was my sacrificial bet. After that, 6-0 against the spread. The Villanova, Houston, and I was like, do I stay loyal to my team that I want to win, or do I stay loyal to the one that's been giving me money? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, my respect bet, my loyalty to my team. And I'm like, you know what? You know what is the most respectful thing you can do is betting on your own team, and it worked out. So that was
I was happy for you when that worked out.
oh, it
I
was.
was. I was.
But
That's
then
the night that I contacted you and I was like, let's go with the videos.
yeah, that was it was I don't even know how I came up. I got that hat from a random gas station in Maryland over the summer, and I was like, "Oh, let's use this hat. All right, we can throw everyone for a little loop here." Uh, and
Woo.
I thought I liked it. I made me laugh. I like making the videos. They're fun.
Oh hell yeah.
What do you
That's what
think?
I'm
What do you
saying.
think?
I like doing this and I like being able to do it with someone else. I just didn't want to do it by myself because I feel like
It's
I
it's hard.
can't I
It's
can't
hard.
do something by myself. I'm better with other people, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to just riff off like yourself. It is. It's a talent.
It's hard. Yeah, it's absolutely very hard. But
Um,
even if I were by myself, it would never be as good as
no,
if I weren't with someone else.
yeah. So let's move on to the actual games this weekend. You've got pretty much the game. Well, we'll save that part. You got Villanova, Kansas. So for me, that's my big game. And Justin Moore, watching that replay, we were up. Like there was no reason for. I'm not gonna say for that to happen. It was just unfortunate. You watched it snap on TV, and I'm like, oh god, he's like
Yeah,
celebrating
I
his
was like,
players, and it's like, um, but like, like Villanova to me, it's not exactly the same, but to me, it's almost like the Patriots, where like I see Jay Wright as Bill Belichick, where he doesn't really give you much in interviews. It's
hmm
just Villanova. It's consistent. It's next man up. They put someone in, and we were running a 6-man rotation because the bench was not good.
yeah,
But it's a tournament. Like you get random kids that just step up and play so well in these games. So I feel pretty confident. Like everyone has already counted us out, and it's like I want that. Give me that underdog mentality. That's what I had for the Eagles when we won the Super Bowl. So I love going in like that. And you got Jay Wright plus money. but I know you probably feel different.
Well, no, I really
Kansas
don't
looked
think
really good
Villanova
recently.
is as good this year as they were last year, but I don't think that matters as long as they have Jay Wright. I
Better
think
than
you're
they
right.
were
I
last
think
year.
you're right. Are they?
They suck. Well, they didn't suck last year. They made the tournament. I think they made it 2 rounds. I can't remember. That was so feels
I
so
thought they
long
were a
ago.
higher
But
seed last year, weren't they?
I feel like they were a 5 last year. I don't. I'm gonna have to go look. I
I
know
don't
this,
remember.
but I'll do it.
I don't remember,
March
to be honest with you. But
bracket.
Villanova is so consistent when it comes to these basically playoff situations that the Belichick comparison is warranted, and I think that Jay Wright deserves more credit for it.
I think he is going to be one of those next big coaches where like he's not going to be larger than life.
I don't think he's going to leave
Coach
Villanova
K
though.
or anything
You
like
know,
that. No, 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 no. He won't leave. But like like Coach K and what's I can't. I'm literally blanking on all these other big coach names, but um, he's just kind of there. He's not going to give you much. They're going to play the same consistent basketball. The only thing that worries me, all right, I can't find this bracket right now, so I'm not going to keep looking. The only thing that worries me is that second half of Kansas against Miami. They just turned it on and they just poured it on Miami. So
they.
I really don't know how to feel
I
about it.
feel like
They're
it's
going to
been
be
very
exciting.
hard to bet on the higher seed teams because when they're on and they're unbeatable. Every single one of them, every single one of the 1 and 2 seeds, every all the teams remaining can turn it on at at a will,
And I
and
think
it's insane.
every other
But when
team.
they're off, they're done for.
Yeah, I think
It's just
every other
like they
team
can't
is
come back
very
from
different
very
than
far behind.
Villanova. Like I feel like when Kansas, UNC, and Duke really turn it on, they will just score and score and score. But when Villanova is really at their top, they will just not let you score. They will make you play your game. They will slow it down, and so I don't know. I think it's going to be a battle of who controls the pace and the tempo, and like Villanova plays good defense, and they make those extra passes to find that open shot.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to the next game. Basically, the game of the century. Every college basketball analyst nerds
So are we
wet
saying
dream.
I'm saying Kansas is going to win that game.
I'm gonna take Villanova.
All right.
No, I'm not gonna.
I think Kansas can do
I'll
some
tell you
damage to
this.
Villanova.
I'll give
But
you
Villanova will make them play at their pace. It depends on if Kansas makes their shots or not.
yes. I'll give you this. Villanova will cover that 4.5 at the least.
They should. Oh, 4.5. It's gonna be 2 points no matter what. Like
But the next game, the big game, the rivalry they've never met before in the tournament. UNC Duke.
I cannot believe they have never met in a tournament before.
I I can
What is
like
it? 700 some meetings or no? It's not that much.
it's a lot.
A crazy amount of meetings
Even
in the
just
regular season, and
UNC
never in the
has been here
tournament before.
40 years. So it's no that is crazy to me. I didn't realize that until it came out, and like obviously everyone's talking
Yeah,
about
me
it.
neither. I was like, oh,
It's
that's
unbelievable.
of course they have. That's one of the ones you just assumed had happened.
The fact that
When it was like
UNC plays
when March Madness was 8 teams
yeah
instead of 64. They didn't play then. Like
no
I don't
no
know if that was even a thing. I'm
and
just
the
talking out
fact
of my
that
ass.
it's happening in Coach K's final season is what worries me. Like my Duke hate is nothing other than my mom and dad. They hate Duke, so it's just ingrained in me. And Coach K is just a fraud. Like he did. We'll get into that another time. I'm not gonna. We are going long on this whole thing, but like it's just the writing's on the wall. This motherfucker is gonna They killed them at his last game in Cameron. They're playing really well. I think I'm gonna end up betting on Duke and picking Duke, but I don't want it to happen. It'll be more like okay, if they win, I'll be upset, but at least I'll make money. But
Yeah,
if they lose, it's an emotional hedge. I'm gonna emotionally hedge myself. I lost a couple
for
bets,
sure.
but it's Duke lost, and they lost to UNC in the first year coach.
I'm just staying away from betting from this entirely. I do not
I
feel
might just take the over.
comfortable
I might
betting
just
on
take the over.
anything other than NFL.
Yeah,
And even then, I'm like,
not even baseball. You don't bet on baseball, dude. Baseball, like
no.
I said, it's the easiest for me. I go, oh, this pitcher has a 9 ERA over other team's team total over.
But you don't know. You really don't know.
No, I don't. You don't. I do look into it a little bit more. It's like, all right, this guy played one game and he got absolutely clobbered.
For how much I know about baseball and I don't feel comfortable betting on it yet, that says something.
Yeah.
It might start
Correctly,
to be getting easier as the older players phase out of the game and they all become, we're only going 6 innings, and not really much more than that. Then maybe it'll get a little bit easier, but it's still kind of a crapshoot for me.
Well, I think
Especially betting on the Pirates, because
just bet against them.
I don't know. Just bet against them, but they'll surprise you. They'll shock the shit out of you sometimes. It's crazy. It is it's weird and it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense. And I want them to do good, but when I bet on them to lose and they win, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm happy, but no, I don't want this to happen. This is weird.
It is. Like, I mean, every sport you'll be like, oh, bet against a team that sucks, and they'll kill the best team in the league nowhere for some reason. It's like.
So are we about to get into this fucking MLB comparison or not?
Yes, we're gonna do so. That's a good transition. We're gonna start talking about MLB. So you're getting real close to the camera here. On the prep sheet, let me go back. You simply put baseball is sexy. Let's discuss. I had know exactly what that means because in all the senses, I feel like I could disagree with you. So go ahead.
I had just got off of watching the Lakers series, right? The one about Magic Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Where they described basketball as fluid, moving, like sex. Baseball.
You're whispering to me right now. I need you to please stop eating the microphone.
Is like sex. Slow, tantric, Sting style sex. That takes 3.5 hours. That takes 3.5 hours. It is the perfect analogy for baseball as well. Just in a different style.
It's like sex when you're out of your prime and you need a fucking
no, like Sting.
What is it called? You need a Cialis to get it up. You need to wait the 3 hours to get it up.
Like Sting. More people need to start watching baseball.
Well, baseball.
If you haven't been watching the Lakers series, get into it.
I will. I have HBO. I will watch.
Have you not watched a single episode yet?
No, I haven't. I've been busy.
I've been busy too. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I've been studying. I can't focus on I can't focus on a series. And
School,
by the time I'm
school,
done
school,
studying, go to
school. Yeah,
bed.
I have school too, RJ. I'm almost done. My finals are on April 12th.
Listen, all right, I'll get
But I
around
have
to it.
had time to watch this Lakers series, and it is
All right,
so good.
fine. I
It
probably
is
had
so
time.
good.
I
Watch it.
probably had time. I will watch episode 1 tonight.
The way he describes basketball is like how I watch baseball. Baseball is sexy.
I am never going to watch a baseball game in the same room as you because you're just going to be half chubbed over there in your sweatpants, poking out.
How do you know I'm wearing sweatpants? What? What?
I just, it's easier to see it in the sweatpants. That's just where I went. You're not seeing a boner through jeans, like.
But yeah, MLB is going to be awesome this season. There has been some crazy shit after the lockout that happened. Matt Olson to the A's.
So let me ask you.
Matt Chapman to the Blue Jays.
Pause. All right, I have a question. Christ, how scared were you that there was not going to be a season before it actually came to an? They came to.
I thought at least a month of the season was going to be missed. I knew they were going to play no matter what, but I thought at least a month was going to be missed.
Okay.
It's been delayed by 2 weeks, so I was kind of close, but they're still going to play all 162 games.
Okay.
No games missed. Just a delayed season.
Okay. I'll let you take the lead on this then because you are going to be the MLB expert on this show.
Yeah, you need to start watching because
I will. I said I will, and I will.
at least this season it's going to be pretty easy to get division winners for betting, and I think you'll be into that. So AL East.
Don't do futures as much, but go ahead.
Oh, this is gonna baseball futures for division winners. That should be easy money.
I feel like it's usually pretty chalk.
So let's see here. Obviously, in the AL East, we got the Blue Jays winning it all. That should be pretty easy, huh? I think the Yankees, the Orioles, the Red Sox. The Red Sox did pretty good last year, but they did a lot better than I think a lot of people thought they were going to do. Let's go to the standings here for last year.
From what I understand from Boston fans I follow on Twitter, it seemed like it was a bit of a surprise. What's going on with the Yankees? I mean, I feel like they just.
So 2021.
I mean, I honestly don't care. They just.
All right, so last year, Tampa Bay was the winner of the AL East at 162. Toronto didn't make the playoffs, and they were 91-71.
I know that came. I did start following towards the end, and that came down pretty close to who was going to make it. Weren't they thinking it could have been? Well, it was 3 technically, wasn't it? Or no? Yeah, because Tampa won, and the Yankees and Red Sox played in that one game.
Yep, in the wild card game. Yep.
Do you like that? I feel like
I hate the 1-game wild card game. I hate it so much.
Why would you not like? I feel like that's stupid.
It should be at least 3 games. I have no idea why it's not at least 3 games.
Another round. Aren't there more teams this year too? Did they get
12.
part of it?
12. Yeah, instead of 10.
I don't know what every other sport does. What?
So they're going to be
side and then the finals.
2 wild card games, I think. It's going to be weird.
Yeah, I'd say at least make them 3 games for sure.
And it might be, but I'm not 100% sure. I should have looked that up. And then there's the Lonely Pirates at 61-101 last year. 101 losses.
That is gross.
Well, hey, Houston was, in the same position when they were tanking it. and it took them like 5 years.
Yeah, and then they found out what trash cans were.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of banging, and that's it.
Yeah. All you need is a little bit of banging in your life.
A little bit of hammering dick. Oh Jesus!
What's I'll look on mine too. The odds.
But I
for
think,
the,
but I think Toronto's going to win the AL East. I think the White Sox, even though they just lost Garrett Crochet to Tommy John surgery, I think they're still going to win. But Minnesota might make a run at it, even though their starting pitching needs to hold up. They were 73 and 89 last year, 20 games behind the White Sox. So they just signed Carlos Correa.
Now, what about the Tigers? They were kind of doing better last year. I feel like, or maybe it's just the one guy I follow who's a Tigers fan.
They have two great prospects. I think the number 3 and 4 or 4 and 5 prospects in baseball right now in Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green. I watched both of them in their AA games at Harrisburg here, and they did so good. Riley Green did even better than Spencer Torkelson did, and I was so impressed.
I can't believe that the Giants are plus 425. Like, I know the Dodgers, obviously, but weren't they going back and forth for the division the whole year, basically?
Yeah, San Francisco was 107 and 55. The Dodgers were 106 and 56.
So San Francisco won, right? They won the division last year?
Yeah, they won the division. They didn't, make it past that.
That I think I saw it was a stat on Twitter the other day. The Dodgers have been home favorites for like 256 games in a row.
250. What?
Yes, they haven't been a home underdog in 256 games.
That's insane.
That's not exact, but it was like 250 something.
I mean, they're so good. It's insane. They just got Craig Kimbrell in a trade for AJ Pollock straight up. So that bolsters their bullpen.
I want you to learn me in my division here, because I feel like it's a bit of a crapshoot.
Atlanta's gonna win. Atlanta's gonna win.
Really?
The Mets are the Mets are gonna mess it up, and even though they're spending a shit ton of money this year, I don't think they're gonna beat the Braves.
And what about my team? What about the Phillies?
The Phillies spent a lot on Castellanos, and they got Schwarber, right? I think they could put another. I think they could put another 10 wins on that 82, if everything goes right for them.
Now, obviously, I don't know much. From what I've heard, is that our defense is not good, and just from name recognition, we don't have that great of pitching. We've got a couple who are good.
Yeah, Zach Wheeler, and then like.
Who's the other one? Do we still have Arrieta, or did he leave?
No, he left. He's not good anymore anyway.
No. Who was the other guy that was good last year? There was Wheeler and someone else that was pretty good.
Wheeler was really good last year.
Yes, Wheeler was very good. He was an automatic bet on the Phillies kind of day.
But I think Philly could surprise some people next year. But I think Atlanta added enough after they won, that they could win again. They could easily win the division again and get closer to like 95 wins.
I would like to get some of these rivalries that I have with Philly sports back into play. Like, I feel like most of the sports, actually, I feel like NBA, it's really been heating up with like Sixers, Celtics, and stuff like that, but I don't pay attention to that as much. Like, I remember being younger, like me and my dad, like Mets, Braves, it was, and not so much the Nationals, but the Nationals were definitely up there. It was like absolute hate. I feel like for football, the Eagles, like Eagles Cowboys is always like I have that game on two TVs. I am locked in on Eagles Cowboys. But Cowboys have kind of dominated. But I remember too, like Giants, the now Commanders. which we need to get
Yeah.
at some point. I was like, I cannot wait. And it was devastating when we lost to those teams, and it was an absolute celebration when we won. But I feel like that whole NFC East rivalry has kind of been down, and then the Flyers have just blown. So like, you can't even. It's like I was at the last Flyers
Yeah,
game I went to.
I need to
I
start
went to
following hockey a little bit more.
yeah, the last Flyers game I went to. I took my brother to a Flyers Penguins game in January, and granted, there was a bunch of players out with COVID, but they absolutely got their dicks kicked in. It was basically an AHL team, but we were way up high. I am just screaming, and I drove, and my brother looked at the guy next to him, and he was like, "You wouldn't believe it, but I'm the one that's hammered right now, and he's driving home. He's so." I got yelled at by the ushers for cussing, and
Oh my god.
this is the worst part of the game. We had most of the row for a while, so we spread out, and then this whole group came and sat down. I'd say somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes left in the first period. They're like, all right, they were just a little late. Everyone gets up in between first and second period, gets food and stuff like that. These people don't come back till 6 minutes left in the third. They were gone the entire time. Casey and I, my brother, we were like, all right, let's just spread out.
Jesus.
They came back, and I am like livid at this point. I'm screaming, I'm mad. And this girl that's sitting next to me, she's like, she has Flyer stuff on, and she's like, and she said something along the lines of like, "What's wrong?" or "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "You would know what's wrong if you were here the whole time."
If you were watching the game.
might need to cut that. Might need to cut bitch. But I didn't
Oh,
say it to her,
crap,
but
man.
in my head, I'm like, if you guys were here, you would know why I am absolutely furious right now. This is embarrassing to get dicks kicked in by the Penguins at home. The whole stadium
Yeah.
is practically empty. It was just embarrassing. It was.
Fuck
Oh
you.
my god! It was. As people we start to grow this audience, people are gonna realize that I can get heated about some of these teams. I can start to lose my mind.
Yep.
I just completely went off the rails on your MLB talk.
No, that's all good. This is what I like. I like the tangents. It's all good.
Well, let's talk to Grom then, because that just came out that he's going to be out for a while. What is it with the Mets? Does their training staff suck? Are they the Commanders of
No.
baseball, where they just decide to get hurt?
My hot take is that these guys are trying to throw way too hard past their capacity to do so. You know, they're not just content with throwing 99. They want to throw 101. And they're just like, and it is an advantage. It is. But as many people are doing it now, not a lot of them can sustain it. Garrett Crochet on the White Sox regularly throws 102 lefty, 101, 102, 100. Needs Tommy John surgery and he's going to be out the rest of the year. Might be ready to go by the start of next year.
I've got an idea.
And it's happening more and more often to guys that are throwing that hard. Hunter Green, the top prospect in the Reds organization, used to throw 103, 102 regularly. And he needed Tommy John surgery. And now he only throws 100 regularly, maybe. But he's dialed it back a little bit. 98, 99, maybe regularly.
That reminds me when I was younger, and they're like, don't start trying to throw curveball until you're 15 or something. You're going to mess up your arm.
No, trying to throw as hard as you can will fuck up your arm. You know, you have to have good technique while you're doing it. Yeah. But just trying to muscle it out and trying to get those tendons to just bend past what they're capable of on a regular basis is not good, and it won't work, and it's not sustainable.
While we were talking about this, I came up with, we'll have to do, this will be a segment that we'll do for the most of the summer. Ian teaches RJ baseball. I know baseball, but you're going to give me the inside scoop on. Like right now,
yep.
We'll start
I can
right
definitely do that.
Here we go. New segment. Ian teaches RJ baseball. What is it?
You
can do the Price is Right theme. So I obviously know the big names of like pitchers and stuff, but who? Give me like let's say top five, top 10 pitchers that are good or pitchers that you should look out for this year.
Oh man, I should have came up with a list before the episode.
Well, I just sprung it on you. Just like I know the
Um,
Garrett Coles, the big ones I know. Like give me some like
Look for Mitch Keller on the Pirates to make a big jump. No lie, I'm not just being biased towards Mitch Keller.
I was
He has
about to
he
say
has
I was like,
thrown more 97-mile-per-hour pitches and faster this spring than he has his whole MLB career up to this point. And that's 97 is what he was averaging in the minors. 96, 97. But his velocity has been really down since he's came to the majors. So this little velocity bump is what is normal. That it's normal for him. So what I said about just throwing it as hard as you can, 97 is normal for him. He's not overthrowing it. The movement is really good on it. It used to be like very flat. But Mitch Keller's going to make a big jump this season.
so then maybe we'll do next week. You can bring in a list and we can talk about it. I'll ask you this: do you put more into a pitcher's speed or being able like? Would you rather have a pitcher who can really fucking pepper a ball in there, or a pitcher who can make that ball do whatever he wants to do?
Well, you're not going to do shit if you have a fastball under 94 miles an hour nowadays. Unless the rest of your stuff moves like crazy. If you have an 88-mile-per-hour fastball that moves 22 inches, it's like a curveball, an 88-mile-per-hour curveball, or a screwball. It's a little bit different. But if you have just a straight line 99-mile-an-hour fastball, that's not going to do anything either. It has to have some movement. So I think velocity is definitely important, but movement and control. This is so generic, but like you have to have good control of those pitches as well.
Yeah.
And
Like,
a lot of the time
follow
you have to
Pitching Ninja on
sacrifice
Twitter?
one of the three. Of course I follow Pitching
I
Ninja.
figure like watching
Of course I follow Pitching
that
Ninja.
I love. Like I don't really when I see it, I don't recognize it. But when I'm watching live, but then I like watch it on Twitter when he does it, and I'm like, oh my god, that looked like it was going way outside and went right down the middle.
The overlays of pitches are my favorite thing when you see a fastball
Those confuse me.
coming right at you, and then you have just like a curveball.
Off.
Like whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Like watching, you ever hear like blitzball? How those balls?
Oh yeah. Mm.
The fact that
In wiffle ball, yeah.
yeah, people do that with
They're wiffle balls.
baseball. That's incredible to me. Like
Logan Webb on the San Francisco 49ers is on the Giants.
Yeah.
On the Giants. Jesus Christ.
That guy can really
Hold
put
up.
that ball into the
Hold up.
receiver's hands.
Rewind on the
bullet right around the cornerback.
on the Logan Webb on the San Francisco Giants throws wiffle balls. 94-mile-an-hour, 96-mile-an-hour wiffle balls. They're the sinkers. They go. It looks like it's coming here, and then it just darts straight back, like right at you, and then whoop. It just darts right out of the zone.
I'll follow up with this question then. Instead of what's more important, I should get some water actually. What do you find more impressive? Like when you're watching a pitch, is that movement, or when someone is like you see that ball just boom really go in there? Oh, I scared the shit.
I love the sound it makes. I love the sound fastball makes when it hits the glove. But to see someone swing out of their goddamn shoes is so satisfying to me. It is so good. And that's the whiffs. The whiffs are just so good. That makes me do the same thing that I do in football when there's a good play. I get up and I go, yeah, let's go. Whenever there's a swinging strike on a nasty pitch, I get fucking hyped.
Yeah. All right. We'll definitely definitely be talking plenty of baseball as the season goes on, and you can teach me. Maybe once NHL playoffs start, I can kind of. I haven't been watching as much, but I know enough
Yeah.
where I could help you out.
And I'm gonna be playing some more MLB here,
Yeah.
so I'll definitely be able to talk about it more.
So we'll move on to the last big topic, which is a while away, but we'll talk some NFL right now. So we'll start off with a. There's been a lot of free agency movement.
Yeah, just quick because I have to pee.
Okay, we'll cut this out. I'll go pee too and get a drink. We'll restart that segment. Then.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll be right back.
Hi, Pop. Come here. All right, so we'll cut out all that bass.
Yes.
We'll go back. All right, so we're back. Pee break over. Got some but it's not
Yes.
so scratchy. I think we're actually going a little bit longer than we thought we would, but that's good.
Yeah,
That just means that
that's
we're
really
going
good. That's exactly.
good.
I'm happy
Maybe
about that.
as we go along, we can. Fuck it. We'll go as long as we want.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we
NFL.
could, editorialize it in the future, but like, I think we're good. We haven't been going for
NFL.
that long.
Yeah, leave that in. NFL free agency. It's been pretty crazy. Not even just free agent signings, but
Trades and everything, and
trades, everything. It's been unbelievable. I think the big thing which we'll have to start off with, is Deshaun Watson going to Cleveland.
The spit
What?
take,
No,
like, yeah.
I
They gave up.
hell of
I
a
think
haul.
I think they gave up the appropriate amount. The thing that I'm bothered with is the guaranteed money.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of
That's
fucking
also, that's
guaranteed.
another thing that's been going around is a lot
It's
of
a
guaranteed
lot of
money this
guaranteed money.
offseason, which I think it's good for the players. I think it's good for
It
them
is
to
very
see.
good for the players because in baseball it's all guaranteed. So I mean, like, NFL is making way more money.
Yeah, and especially some of the like I think running backs should definitely be trying to get more guaranteed money because I mean after 3 years uh, they throw running backs out like a used cum rag. So
It starts to smell like a little bit sweet after a while. Like, what the fuck? Like, you
you
should
see me
throw it away,
pause as
but
the
you
wheels
don't.
turned there. I was like, what am I trying to say? I was thinking wet blanket, and I was like, oh no, cum rag. I think so. I was with Shane and a couple other Steelers fans, and I'm not gonna lie. I think Steelers fans have become some of the most delusional fans over the last couple of years. I think they are not ready for the Browns to actually be good. They're not ready for the Bengals to actually be good, and they're not ready to be not that good for a couple of years. I trust
Well,
the Steelers
they've
organization.
already not been good for a couple of years by
Yes,
their
but
definition.
I mean
They
like
haven't.
missing multiple years in the playoffs. And I mean multiple. I'm saying they might miss 2 or 3 years because I trust the organization to scout talent and coach talent or build talent. Like they always have a good running back somehow. They always have good wide receivers.
Always have good wide receivers. Always have
And
good wide receivers.
I'll trust them to develop a new quarterback. I don't know if Mitch Trubisky is going to be the solution. I don't know if they're planning on drafting someone, which we'll talk about the draft more as it gets
Yeah.
closer.
I heard who is it from Washington or Liberty? Malik Johnson?
Malik Willis.
Malik
He
Willis.
is
Yes.
predicted to go. Some people are saying he's going to go number 2. I don't remember who has the number 2 overall pick right
Number
now.
2.
Yes, some people are saying that, and some people are saying that there might even be 2 quarterbacks that go in the top 5. Now, right now, Detroit is number 2. I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback just yet. I think they'll ride out the golf train for a little.
Yeah.
But I could
Yeah, there's no
definitely see
reason not to.
I could see teams trading up. I could see maybe even Atlanta trading up. Maybe
The
if they have
Patriots
to.
have to fucking trade up. This is my one big thing about the draft. They have to get one of Olave in the first. They have to get Olave in the first round. He won't be there at the end of the second round. Or Bell. They have to trade up in further into the second round to get Bell from Purdue. Because the Chiefs now have a pick ahead of them. The Packers now have a pick ahead of them with what they did this offseason. And both of them will draft Olave ahead of the Patriots if they don't draft up.
I'm looking, unless this isn't updated, the Chiefs and Packers are not ahead of them. The Packers are right behind you guys, but the Chiefs.
No, the Packers have, I believe, the 20th pick after the trade with Devontae Adams.
No, they have the 22nd.
How about the Chiefs? I thought the Chiefs were. Wait, no, the Patriots have the 21st pick.
Yes, Steelers are right ahead of you.
So, wait.
I'm looking at it right here. It's updated.
No, I believe you. I believe you. But where are the Chiefs and the Packers? The Packers you said were 22.
Now.
Where are the Chiefs?
Oh yes. Packers are 20. Packers have 22 and 28. Chiefs have 29 and 30.
I thought the Chiefs moved up to 20th or something like that.
Because they didn't.
Because of the Tyreek Hill trade with the Dolphins. Where are the Dolphins in that list?
The Dolphins don't have a first-round pick. We have their first-round pick. I think the Dolphins gave up next 2 first-round picks, and
Oh.
I don't remember the whole plan.
Oh, wait. Have I been mistaken this whole time and the Patriots actually are still ahead of the Packers
Yep, yep,
and the Chiefs?
yep. I could see New Orleans taking.
Oh, shit. Olave 21 to the Patriots. Let's fucking go.
I don't know about that. He might fall. There's definitely some teams in there who could use a wide receiver. Baltimore could definitely use a wide receiver.
No. Number 21 to the Patriots if he's still there. Absolutely. If
I
they
think
if
there's.
if he's still available at 21 and they don't pick him, I will
Oh
be
yeah.
so fucking mad.
Welcome
And
to the
if they
club.
go with that linebacker from Alabama instead, they need it, but they need a wide receiver more than they need a linebacker.
All I'll have to say if that happens, welcome to the club. Justin Jefferson was right there for us, and we took fucking Jalen Rager. I got to go to my first Eagles game this year. I couldn't wait to boo him. It was so much fun. We all booed at once. He was ready to receive a punt. It was literally the week where he was like, "I wish everyone would stop booing me," and everyone's like, "Be better." I don't know.
Yeah, how about do it?
How about catching the
Just
ball?
do it.
Yeah, catch the ball. But we've got 3 first-round picks this year. I don't want that trade any. Ideally, I will be happy with 3 defensive players, 2 being linebackers, or 2 defensive players.
Who's the guy from Alabama? Because the one linebacker from Alabama said that or is projected to go pretty high.
Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Yes, he will be good. I will take if we draft 2 of any of the defensive players who were in that national championship game. I will be ecstatic. Even if we draft 1, I'll be happy.
That would be awesome.
I don't know what Howie's going to do. Howie's going to fuck it up somehow. I feel like obviously these GMs and everything get hired for a reason because they're much smarter than we are. But I feel like when it comes to receivers, it's pretty simple. If the receiver came out of the SEC or Ohio State, draft them. If they're there, just draft them. They're going to be good. And we decided to go with the guy from TCU.
No Big 12
the guy
guys.
from the
No Big 12
Pac-12.
guys. I'm done with that. Done with it.
Unless they're from Oklahoma. There's some good Oklahoma receivers. But
yeah, Oklahoma is pretty much the only one.
we'll definitely have to get into some college football at some point too.
We will.
There's plenty of storylines for that.
I need to get more into the recruiting side of it.
That's a lot. I mean, I love.
I know it
football,
is a lot, but it's
so
like
much.
what is needed, you know.
Yeah, that's so much extra.
We kind of have a very big scope right now. We might have to narrow it down a little bit. But
yes, we. Well, as the seasons kick in, we'll.
so like, you know, I just think the big 4 is probably a good start.
Yes.
NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB.
Yes, and NFL and college football will definitely be much bigger topic once that season rolls around because it just dominates everything. So
yeah.
We'll move on from NFL. Actually, we can talk.
Well, I mean, but of course, we have to talk about the U.S. team making the World Cup. We have to.
Oh wait, before that, we'll keep it on football real quick. The USFL is coming back, and I just want to talk about it real quick because I know it's probably not going to succeed. It's probably not going to be good, but this was the league out of all the other ones that came about that actually succeeded for a while. You had Jim Kelly play there instead of the NFL. Herschel Walker went there. Steve, what's his name? Just can't think of one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Steve McNair?
No, the white guy. Steve.
Joking.
Steve. He replaced Joe Montana. Why can't I think of his name? Steve
I
Young.
can't.
Christ.
I couldn't think of it either.
There was so much good NFL, like Hall of Fame players that ended up playing there, and instead of playing in the NFL, and like I said, I don't think it's going to succeed. I'm pretty sure NFL has just got a stranglehold on it.
Yep.
But like my dad used to go to Philadelphia Generals games when he was younger, and he was like, it was so much fun. So I've got high hopes, but I just don't. I unless it becomes like a minor league for NFL, I feel like that's the only way it's going to succeed. It's not going to compete.
Yeah. No, I actually have not heard anything about it, so
Yeah, it was the
I
league
don't
back in
know anything
the
about it.
day that old DT45 was a part of. He was a part of starting it. He owned the New Jersey Generals.
Oh shit.
Old Donnie Trump.
Hey, 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 hey. I owned the Washington Commanders.
Did you know that I owned a professional football team? All right, let's not. We're not getting into that stuff.
No politics
Um,
in this
no,
podcast.
definitely not.
The impressions are fun though. That's okay.
Oh yes, yes. Um, and yes, like you said earlier, we should at least mention it. We're in the World Cup. It's
U.S.
gonna
is
be
in
in
the
the middle
World
of
Cup,
football.
baby.
It's literally in the middle of football season. It's so stupid, but I'm pretty sure it's
Wait, is it? Wait, is it in Aug? Wait, when? When is it?
no. It is. It's like
September?
September or October.
Oh, what? So that it's cold enough in Qatar?
Yeah, I mean it's being played
Jesus
literally in the
Christ.
desert, so I kind of get it. But I mean, the rest of the world will be watching, but America, unless we start to do really good, yeah, it starts in November.
November. Oh my God. So it'll be like 85 degrees.
It literally starts. It starts like the week
So
of
that's like how
Thanksgiving.
like what Celsius? Like 32 Celsius or something.
Don't make my brain do that right now.
I don't know the conversion, although I just
I
know
don't
it's
know the
like
formula, but
5/9 plus 32 or 9/5 minus 32 or something like that. It
listen,
might be the other way around.
this is a sports podcast, not a math podcast. You want to start a math podcast? Go ahead. I'm
Hey,
not.
I'm gonna apply for my electrician permit soon, or like in 2 years. So I'm gonna have to do some math. If math comes up in the next 2 years, so be it. It's on my
I'm so
mind.
proud of you. Yeah, it's
Statistics,
but
baby.
we do have. I I I watch the games when I can. They're usually on at like 10 o'clock at night on Sundays when like the qualifiers. But we do have a very prominent player. I don't know if you know Pulisic. I don't know how you say it. He actually, I'm pretty sure is from your area. I'm pretty sure he went to Hershey, not your area. Well, I guess it is
Who?
right now. Christian Pulisic.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know who that is.
Hershey, PA.
What about him?
He's on the team obviously because he went to Hershey, but he's a very good player. He plays in the Premier League on Chelsea and is like their best player.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
We got him. He's like the new Landon Donovan. I don't know if you remember that guy.
yeah.
That's
I
cold.
do remember that.
So,
Because I used to play like youth soccer, so I would like travel to like Pittsburgh for it.
okay. So it's exciting. I hope we do well. I mean, obviously the women are always better, but and I wish it was in the summer. It'd give me something to look forward into in the summer. But
Yeah,
it's worth mentioning. That's awesome. Let's go, lads. Um,
let's fucking go, lads! Hell yeah, Team USA, baby, baby.
uh, unless we have any other hot takes we want to get off, that's the last thing I have on the list. I don't.
I think we got. I think I got all my hot takes out when we went over like each sport.
Yeah, I
So
don't. I don't really have any off the top of my head now. We talked for so long. I feel like
well, we did, and I think we just did a very good overview of how we think about each sport and how we're
yeah,
gonna cover each thing throughout the year. You know,
and I think it was this being longer for the first one. I kind of expected it to be because we were going to talk about more. We didn't
I
want to.
didn't expect it to be this long, and I'm very happy that it is though.
No, I think it's good, and I think, like I said, that hour to hour and a half is going to be good. I think that's a sweet spot, and obviously some days
And
we'll want to talk about
it's
than others,
been
but
almost an hour and a half. It's been like
Yeah.
about an hour and 15 minutes.
And I think it went smooth. I think hopefully we can start to get some ears. We can grow an audience. We can come up with listener names. What our audience is going to be called. That could be another thing we can
Come up with different segments throughout the year.
I
Yeah.
think this
Focus
is gonna be
each
fun.
show on what's going on that week instead of like an overview of, everything,
Yes,
in
it
the
was
future
definitely-
or,
It was good to get an overview of everything right now. We didn't do NBA, but like,
It's okay. It's okay. This was a very good, honestly, practice. Honestly.
it flowed well.
It did. It did. It
I
did not.
liked it.
It didn't
Which
feel
was
like
good.
practice. It felt good.
No, and I think we should leave this end discussion in too because it was good. Like I said before, I was pumped all day, and then right before I'm like, oh my god! Like I talked about my Twitter videos. I tape them over and over again because I like forget. But this is so much easier just being able to riff off you, talk back and forth.
Exactly. Being able to talk to someone else during it makes it easier. It makes it so much easier.
I think we got something special here, Ian.
Oh shit. We're going, RJ. Let's go. Hammond Dick. Hammer and Dick.
Did we? Hoagies and Pierogis. Right?
Hoagies and
We did that?
Pierogis.
That's what
Hoagies
we're
and
doing?
Pierogis. I think so. Yep.
Yes, because
Hoagies and Pierogis.
double meat. All right.
Yep.
So, everybody, welcome to the end of the Hoagies and
Hoagies and
Let's go.
Pierogis.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna we're gonna have the Twitter up, YouTube. I'm gonna do that tonight or tomorrow.
Yes.
And we're
Set
gonna
up the Twitter. At least make the account tonight.
Yes, definitely.
So no one leaks this.
Yes, we're gonna grow this. We're gonna get some listeners. Our Twitters, please. All right, let's do the whole thing. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and on Twitter. Please retweet or quote tweet so we can grow our audience, please.
And we will have an audio only version on SoundCloud. Please follow. Yes, like and repost.
Yes,
Add to your playlists, everything like that.
I think we'll try and get on Spotify and Apple once we figure that out. But for now, we'll just do SoundCloud. And oh my god.
And YouTube if we can. Yep.
Podcasting's hard. My throat.
Got to keep that voice fresh.
Pristine. Gonna have to do some. That whole High School Musical.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do.
But all right.
Peter Piper picked it. All right, RJ.
This is gonna be fun.
Peace out. Have a good one.
Out, sir.
Adios.
You want to stay on real quick and talk?
Yeah, don't hang up yet. I was gonna say don't hang up yet.
Leave that in too. Leave that in. All right, and